Paige Steely, and I'm here to talk with Rachel Averett. She's going to be answering a few questions that I have about the Student Integrity Council at OU. So, Rachel, could you tell me a little bit about the IC?
Yeah, so the Integrity Council is a student organization that works with the Office of Academic Integrity at OU to handle cases of academic misconduct, which can range from just like simple plagiarism cases to more complicated cases. And Integrity Council as a whole, we handle all those cases.
So, what are some of the offenses that y'all handle and some of the consequences that you give to students?
Yeah, so like I said, we handle only offenses that are related to academic misconduct. So no actual student code violations, but anything from plagiarism, like cheating during a final, things like doctor's notes that you might not think of as being academic misconduct, we handle those. We handle cases, one time there was someone who hacked into Canvas where all the grades are stored, that's academic misconduct. So it can be kind of a wide range of things, and in terms of sanctions that we give, there's really only three. There are a class you have to take called Do You Understand Integrity, which is the most common sanction. There's suspensions, which can take different forms, and then there's expulsion, which is very rare, but does happen sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Could you tell me a little bit about kind of what your interactions are like with students who are alleged violators of the different standards?
Yeah, so I am the Vice Chair of Investigations for the Council, so I mostly work with students in an investigative context. So I will be sitting down like we are now, asking them questions about the incident, about their side of the story, about if there's anybody else we should talk to, really trying to hear their perspective and not just, take what the professor says as gospel, but really like see what happened in its full context. And so, the interactions with students have wide variety, I guess. Like I've had students that are just crying, which is always upsetting, and they're very emotional. I've had students that are angry with me, and they think that somehow this is, like my fault, like I'm out to get them, but really I'm just trying to hear their story. But a lot of the interactions I've had are very positive. Like I don't see it as like a hierarchical relationship or anything. I'm just trying to do my job, figure out what happened, and obviously treat the student with respect. So sometimes like me and the students I interact with are like friends afterwards. We get along really well. One of the guys that I've worked with before tried to take me out on a date, so anything can happen in the context of the Integrity Council.
Yeah,
relationships are great.
What would you see as kind of your like the Integrity Council's like responsibility to students and the university?
Mm-hmm. I think to both the students and the university, the Integrity Council's responsibility is to uphold the value of the OU degree. So that's something that protects the university as a whole, but also the student body, is that we have a degree that is worth something because you actually have to work to get it, and that's important. But also, it's not about punishing people, because that's why the Integrity Council exists as a student organization, is that we believe that students have the best perspective on what it's like to be a student at OU. We understand that things are stressful, we understand deadlines come up, we understand making mistakes, and everybody does those. And so kind of as the students involved in the process, it's our job to really advocate for the student side, to see the perspective, and to kind of come at it from that angle, unless of like the university cracking down, but that like we're OU students and we care about our degree having value, but we also care about students being treated fairly and not overly punished for a simple mistake.
Yeah, well, that's about all the questions I have for you. Thank you for answering them.
Yeah, of course.